Om समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. We start with verse 13 today. विधिहीनम् असृष्टान्नं मन्त्रहीनम् अदक्षिणं श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं तामसं परिचक्षते. They declare that sacrifice to be tamasic, which is contrary to the ordinances, in which no food is distributed, which is devoid of mantras and gifts, and which is devoid of faith. Okay. Now you see, they are talking about pujas, havans, and all that, and actions. He says they declare that sacrifice here is tapa, that tapa or yajna is tamasic, which is contrary to the ordinances. That means jo vidhi hai, the Shastras have given a way of doing it, a method of doing it. If you don't follow that method, then that becomes tamasic. So you must follow the method. And he says, in which no food is distributed. Okay. So this is one of the things given out in the scriptures, that whenever you do a yajna, havan or tap or any adhishtan or something, then you should distribute food to everybody. So what we generally do is that we make prasad, and that prasad is given to everybody. Sometimes people give a dinner or lunch or something, and that is given to everybody. Just because it is ordained. Okay, because you must share with everyone. So food is distributed, which is devoid. Another thing, it becomes tamasic if it is without mantras. The correct mantras should be chanted for the correct things. Like आप नवग्रह पूजा कर रहे हैं और मंत्र आप उसका बोल नहीं रहे हैं, या or you are doing Krishna Puja, you are not chanting any Krishna mantra, you are doing Shanti Puja, you are not chanting any Shanti mantra, so then that becomes tamasic puja. And gifts, so you must be giving gifts to each other. और ये गिफ्ट क्या है, ये इसमें आया दक्षिणा. Dakshina is generally given when you have gained something from somebody. If you have gained something from a teacher, a pandit has done puja for you, then you do give him dakshina. It's not, don't translate it as fees. Don't translate it as the teacher को आप जब देते हैं तो it is not कि teaching की fees है वो. It's not fees. He is not earning from you. You are giving out of gratefulness for having gained something. Now, if some, and the Pandit has also done a Havan Puja Yagi for you, so you give him something, right? And for his efforts in gratefulness, that is not his fees. That is why it is never a fixed amount. Ke ji, you have to give the Pandit this much for this and that much for that. It's not like that. You give according to your Shraddha. So if you have benefited, if you have felt grateful, then you give something. Gurudev, when he used to give talks and people used to give dakshina, people used to ask, how much are we to give? How much are we? So Gurudev always said that you need not give if you feel that you have not benefited at all. But if you have benefited from my talks, he used to say, then how much grateful you are for that knowledge, you give accordingly. And you give according to whatever you can give and what you cannot afford. If you can't afford it, then you give less. If you can afford it, you give more, right? So depending on what you feel about it. So then, एक तो ये mantra, then gifts. and which is devoid of faith. Acha. Dusra, many people do it, but they say we don't believe in all this, but yet still we are doing it because we are supposed to do it. Don't do it, because it will have an effect because you're doing the ritual, but very, very little effect. Any ritual that you do, you mantra, yagya, havan, anything, you must do it with complete faith. When you do it with complete faith, then it becomes a sattvic thing. When you do it for some kind of a gain, it is rajasic. And when you do it without shraddha, neither you want anything from it, nor you want to gain anything from it, nor you want to uplift your soul with it, nor you have any faith in it, it becomes a tamasic one. So also तुम ये देखो, Lakshmi, this Subodhanand ji had said that Lakshmi का स्वभाव चंचल है, ठीक है ना, तो वो जाएगी ही जाएगी आपके पास से. बट हाउ इट गोज, जो तामसिक लोग हैं, हाउ इट गोज विद देम, जुआ, शराब, वैद्य. वैद्य मीन्स you will get a disease and it will go on that, or it will go to lawyers. तो वो सब जो है आपको नहीं करना है, वो सब तामसी दान हो जाता है. वो जाएगा तो जाएगा आपके हाथ से, पर वो तामसी हो जाएगा. बट देन व्हाई डोंट यू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट योरसेल्फ? सो ही यूज्ड टू से कि दरवाजा खोल के रखिए, लक्ष्मी को इज्जत से जाने दीजिए. इज्जत से जाने में क्या है? दक्षिणा, दान, हेल्पिंग अदर पीपल अपलिफ्ट देमसेल्व्स, दूसरों की गरीबी में मदद करना, ऑल दैट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. तो लक्ष्मी जाएं लेकिन यश देके जाएं. दैट मीन्स शी इज गोइंग टू गो, शी इज कॉल्ड चपला. चपला मीन्स शी कांट स्टे इन वन प्लेस. She will not stay in one place. She keeps moving. All transaction in business, how is it done? Give and take, give and take, give and take, isn't it? Somebody is giving, somebody is taking. So that is Lakshmi's nature. It cannot stay locked up. If you lock her up and say, it will finish. And how does it finish? कि उसका स्वभाव है जाने का. तो लक्ष्मी कैसे जाती है? वैद्य, वैश्या, जुआ एंड मदिरा, ये चार चीजें मेन हैं इन विच द वेस्टेज ऑफ लक्ष्मी. दैट मीन्स इट गिव्स यू you become I mean you gain a lot of अपयश. अपयश देके जाते हैं. तो यश देके जाने दो, जाएंगी तो वहीं, तो यश देके जाने दो, ठीक है. हाँ, दान, परोपकार in any form which is helping others. So then so this is the Lakshmi. Acha, then but without distribution of food ke liye, Gurudev said that distribution of food and gifts is a very, very necessary part of any sacrifice, any ritual that you do. And that is why prasad is distributed and dakshina is given to the pandit who performs your thing. And if there is a guru sitting there, then the guru also gets some kind of a dakshina. So these are necessities and you are supposed to do it. Acha, then whenever you do dan, dakshina and all, if you do it with faith, then it mentally uplifts you. And when it mentally uplifts you, it becomes sattvic. But when it does not mentally uplift you, and there is no expansion of the intellect and mind in love for a universal kind of love, your mind expands into everything is me, everything is mine, and I love everything. So that natural love, when it starts expanding into, then that becomes a sattvic jnana. देखो कुछ लोग जो हैं, सुबोधानंद जी used to say that they earn by destroying Panch Mahabhut. Either they are dirtying water, or they are purifying air, or they are burning food down or wasting food or something like that. So when you waste in any way or when you pollute in any way, that also becomes tamasic. So the Panch Mahabhut must be worshipped in your tapas, and it's very, very important that you worship them in your tapas. Huh? And these are showing, when you do these, they are showing gratefulness to the society, to your parents, and to your teachers. When you show gratefulness to the society, parents, and teachers, that becomes a sattvic yajna. Hmm? So without mantra, without dakshina, it becomes tamasic. Come to the next one. Deva Dvij Guru Pragnya Pujanam Shaucham Arjanam Arjavam Brahmacharya Mahimsa Cha Shariram Tap Uchyate. Now he is talking about Sharirik Tap. Okay, this was actions. Now he is talking about Sharirik Tap. Now Sharirik Tap में क्या है? Worship of the gods, the twice born, the teachers and the wise, purity, straightforwardness, celibacy, and non-injury are called the austerity of the body. Now see, in the body, all kind of parts come into the body: eyes, nose, mouth, ears, hands, feet, this, that. Some deeds you perform with hands, some deeds you perform with mouth, some deeds you perform with eyes, isn't it? So different organs of the body perform different kinds of things. Now, what does he say? Worship of the gods. Okay. देखो ऐसे कहते हैं कि you can only see your faults when you face the Lord. Otherwise, you can never see your faults. When you face the Lord, you it is like a mirror reflecting into your soul, that how good are you or how bad are you. You know, no matter what everybody else thinks of you, they may think the world of you, but you know in your own heart what wrong you have done, or that you have hurt someone, committed some sin, done something or the other. Now, so then he says that, see, देखो, बहुत जरूरी है worship of the gods, because when you face the Lord, it is only then that you burn your negativities and earn your positivities. Otherwise, nobody has any time ever. Now, and then the twice born, worship of the twice born. देखो द्विज, I have explained it before also, that how any person with knowledge of the ब्रह्म ज्ञान जिसको होता है उसको ट्वाइस बोर्न कहते हैं, द्विज, who studies the scriptures and who teaches the scriptures and who has full knowledge of Brahma. That person is called Dvija, because twice born is one birth from the mother's womb, the second birth through knowledge. He realizes that he is not just the body. There is another power working through him, and that is when that realization comes, he becomes a totally different human being. He changes, he turns. He is no longer that stupid fool who used to be there functioning in his body before he learned the knowledge. That is called Dvij. Because Sanskrit is a very interesting language. Even teeth are called Dvij. You know, because twice born. Once you get the milk teeth, then they fall and then other teeth come in. है ना? But they are also called twice born. Even birds are called twice born. वो उनको भी द्विज कहते हैं, चिड़ियों को. Why are they? Because once born out of the mother, they are born as an egg. And then once from the egg, they are born as a little bird. So they are also called Dvij. ठीक है ना? The Dvij just means when you feel that you have had a new life. Anytime in your lifetime, the moment you feel that I have totally turned a page in my life, I am not the same old person that I was. I am now a totally different human being. That is called Dvija. So, worship of the Devas, worship of the Dvija, the teachers, गुरु से गुरु की वर्शिप, एंड द वाइज. देखो यहाँ पे वाइज की भी वर्शिप का ही है, विद्वान, उनका भी पूजन करना है. प्राज्ञा, ये देखो देव, द्विज, गुरु, प्राज्ञा. Prajna means those who are wise. देखो बहुत बड़ी बात है ये. Those who are wise are supposed to be worshipped. Street cleverness is not the word. उसका word चतुर है. चतुर नहीं कह रहे हैं वो यहाँ. Prajna means one who is very wise and lives his life wisely. That is wise. One who has purity, shaucham. Shaucham is a quality that you gain purity of not only the body, but the mind and the intellect has to be very pure, with no dirty thoughts in it, no violent thoughts in it, no negative thoughts in it. Only then the mind can be considered as pure. And उसमें आप क्या करते हैं कि people do not let their mind be pure. They don't go towards knowledge. They go on trying to dance according to what the society makes them dance. तो देखिए आप अगर जो आप सुबोधानंद जी कहते थे आप नाचते नाचते थक जाएंगे, ठीक है, लेकिन जो आपको गेन कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. You carry on doing this all your life, that pleasing the people around you. That is what it means. You keep trying to please the people around you, you will never be able to do it. They will never be completely happy with you. They will always see some fault in you, always find fault with you. So then why waste your time in that? And you should learn the shastras, read the scriptures, और उसका मुख देखना चाहिए, समाज का नहीं. That is the thing. Don't only go after pleasing society, look at yourself. And how do you look at yourself? The mirror is shown by the worship of all these people. You stay with wise people, you will gain. Stay with a guru, a good teacher, you will gain. And also kya? Stay with who? Dvij, a learned Brahmin, you will gain. And do your puja and part devtaon ko, you will gain. So why keep on dancing to the tunes of the society? The company of all these people will make your mind shocham. So it will make your mind pure and it will make your mind straightforward. Everybody is not straightforward. ध्यान रखना इस बात का. You have to have the mind of a child, not hiding things, totally straightforward, totally, honest. Then celibacy. Celibacy is brahmacharya, and that brahmacharya has to be defined. I will just do it for you. The teachers in the wise purity, straightforwardness, celibacy, and non-injury. ये भी बहुत बड़ी बात है भैया, अहिंसा. This also we will just discuss. Are called the austerity of the body. तो बॉडी में ये सब austerities आती हैं. When you attune yourself to a higher ideal, any higher ideal, it may be devata, it may be teacher, it may be any high goal that you honor and you value, love for your country, a dedication to some great cause. All these come under your dedication and attunement to a higher ideal. And so or attuning yourself to a teacher, attuning yourself with the wise, attuning yourself to the Lord, all that. But you have to hatch out of matter to reach there. अच्छा, ये प्योरिटी में आइए. देखिए प्योरिटी जो है ना, it comes only as the seeker matures. जैसे जैसे you rise in spirituality, it will happen naturally to you. You don't have to labor to gain it. No. As your mind becomes more and more pure, you will not get negative thoughts, you will not get vicious thoughts, you will not get wicked thoughts, because your mind does not feed on those kind of things anymore. You don't want to listen or hear or see anything that is negative or wicked. You get a natural dislike, a natural repulsiveness from these kind of things. And even your subconscious, even in dream, you will not get any bad thought. Mind becomes so pure that even in a dream, there is no impurity. Otherwise, many people dream of all kinds of nightmares and all kinds of frightening things and all kind of wicked things which they may be doing also. But it is not, it becomes so pure. And it becomes so pure that the intellect does not need to censor any thought at all. Every thought that comes is naturally pure, is naturally loving, is naturally compassionate and kind. Hmm? And this is called a total integration of the mind and the intellect. That means whatever the intellect thinks, the mind thinks the same. Otherwise, generally, there is a divorce between the mind and the intellect. The intellect is telling you that don't do this, this is a wicked thing to do, please don't do it like this. But you do it because you're so enamored of it, and therefore you do a wrong thing. But an integrated personality, Sanyukta, a Yukta Purush, is this like this. So, ye होता है. Now then, okay, purity and straightforwardness. Huh? So you can only be, देखो, you cannot teach straightforwardness to children. Children by themselves are straightforward. But if the parents are doing wrong kind of things, then the children also learn by looking. By example, they learn. So it is an enjoined duty on the parents to behave in a manner which they want their child to grow. Okay. So now then the next is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is celibacy. That is no intense desire thoughts for objects or people or situations. You are happy and content with whatever you have been given in life. Huh? देखो, the more things that you keep on collecting, जितना भी आप collect करोगे, you see, you will be more and more unhappy with it. Because क्या होता है कि the more you collect, the mind is all the time occupied with preserving it. And therefore, you are totally into the external world of collecting, keeping, collecting and hoarding, collecting and hoarding. And your mind will never rise. It has no time to rise because it is all the time occupied with gain and preservation. Gain and preservation. See, uh, bringing in and then keeping, bringing in and keeping. The whole life you do that only. Some people's biography is this only. Earn, buy, bring home. Earn, buy, bring home. And then what? Then what? Any of those things that gathers dust or breaks or is stolen, dukh hi dukh. लाने में दुख, रखने में दुख, खोने में दुख. Think about it. When is it giving you happiness? When is it giving you? Only worry and tension, worry and tension. Huh? The mind becomes totally extroverted and you cannot put mind to your sadhana or brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means a mind जो ब्रह्म में विचरण करता है. ब्रह्मचर्य, ब्रह्म में आचरण, ब्रह्म में विचरण. Both the things. Okay. So if you don't do that, then more and more body indulgence will take you more and more outside and attach you to external objects of all kinds. So, देखो, anything you apply yourself to, you will become. So if you apply yourself to Brahma, you are called a brahmachari and you are practicing brahmacharya. All your actions that are body oriented are not brahmacharya. If all the time you are worshipping your body, हम लोग सुबह से रात क्या करते हैं? Think about it. Bathing, dressing up, cooking, feeding the body, excreting is all body worship or not? It is all havan to the body. Ye lo, ab ye lo, ab ye lo. Now, minimum you have to do. You can't get away from it if you want to remain alive. But some people whose obsession in life is the body only, and they spend all their 24 hours worshipping the body only, where can they rise? Think about it. Where can they even inquire about the reality? No. When your mind does not go beyond what is cooking for the next meal, how can you talk of the ultimate reality? You cannot. Okay? अच्छा, then आइए था नॉन इंजरी. नॉन इंजरी इज अहिंसा. देखो फिजिकल लेवल पे तो बहुत इजी है, आप किसी को मारो पीटो नहीं, दैट इज फिजिकल. बट फिजिकल में और भी चीजें आती हैं. स्पीच कैन ऑल्सो हर्ट, isn't it? Speech can hurt, looks can hurt. You are looking at somebody with hatred, that is violence. You have said something to hurt somebody else, that is violence. तो ऐसा कहते हैं कि जो speech है, it should neither injure the other, no cause excitement in the other, no cause irritation in the other person. Also, it should be, speech should be, क्या कहते हैं इसको, speech should be sweet. It should be pleasing to the other person. It should not harm anybody. Supposing, and in that speech mein also comes the speaking of truth. Okay? Many times I have told you that Gurudev used to say this is a primary sadhana, and if you cannot do even that much, that speak the truth, then don't waste your time in spirituality, you will reach nowhere. So the main thing is to speak the truth right in the beginning, at the outset. This is very, very important. Loving speech, kind speech, something that will cool somebody else's mind, that will make somebody's mind happy. Don't pollute other people's minds and hearts by unkind speech, wrongly used words. Why? Sarcastic speech, taunting others. These are all vakahinsa. It is called vakahinsa, hurting by spoken words. And that can be very, very, very bad actually. तो देखो क्या है, in the world, you are not alone. You are all the time interacting with people, isn't it? So when you interact with people, you must know how to interact with compassion, how to interact in a kind manner. If you don't do that, then you will meet with accidents. Dekho, yours is not the only car on the road, isn't it? So then when you drive on the road, aap bachte bachte chalate ho na, you don't want to bang into this one, bang into that one, because if you bang into somebody, that person is also banging into you and your car. So not only you are damaging his car, you are damaging your own. Similarly, in the world, if you hurt somebody else, that somebody else is bound to retaliate and hurt you. So have compassion, and whatever action you do, even if you have to cause a physical injury to somebody, it should be for the benefit of that. Like a mother hitting a child. I always give this example, that when a child is doing something wrong, which will become his habit, the mother gives him one slap. That does not come in hinsa, because the motive is to correct the child. The motive is to stop him from doing something harmful to himself. So speech should be such that it should benefit the other and it should benefit you as well. सामने वाले का भी हित आपका भी हित। और उद्वेग नहीं आना चाहिए, दूसरे के मन में उद्वेगकारी नहीं होना चाहिए. It should not irritate the other person, it should not agitate the other person at all. Another thing, if it becomes harmful to somebody, then they say, should you speak the truth? Because it is harming someone. We say that if it is harming somebody, then it is preferable to remain silent. Don't tell lies, but don't also tell the truth. Just keep quiet. That is compassion. Okay? So then you will not be violent. Because if you say something which is truthful, but hurt the other person there. और कई लोग तो शुरू ही ऐसे करते हैं, भाई देखो सच तो कड़वा होता ही है, आपको बुरा तो लगेगा, लेकिन मुझे ये कहना है. अरे भाई क्यों कह रहे हैं आप? When you know that you are going to hurt somebody, why are you saying it? When you know that this particular statement of yours is going to hurt someone, don't say it. Don't say it. Okay? तो ये आते हैं शारीरिक तप में आते हैं ये सब बातें. एंड देयर आर नो इजी स्टेप्स टू तपस. ये कहते हैं ना, आजकल तो ये हो ही गया है, 3 easy steps to this, 3 easy steps to that. There is no such thing in tapas. Tapas does not mean torturing the body. Tapas in no way means hurting yourself. Tapas means disciplining your mind, speech, actions at the body level. Choose words carefully, very, very carefully, otherwise remain silent. So then conserve your energy while talking. Don't talk nonsense all the time. There are some people who keep meaningless, small prattle, petty talk, gossip and all that. वो क्या है? वो देखो, it's all negative things coming out of your mouth. तो वो speech में be discriminate about what you speak. उसमें मौनम भी आता है. चलो आगे पढ़ते हैं हम. Tapas in speech is now described more in detail. It will be described. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tap uchyate. So what is the tapa of वाणी? वाणी का तप क्या है? वाणी में कठोरता नहीं हो, no harshness in speech, speaking the truth, सत्य हो, but कड़ुआ नहीं हो. It should be loving. When you speak, even if you're speaking the truth, it should be conducive to the other person. It should have a cooling effect on the other person. So speech which causes no excitement and is truthful, pleasant and beneficial. And the practice of the study of Vedas, Vedic chanting is also Vani ka tapu, is called the austerity of speech. Words should come out fully soaked in inner love and bliss and happiness. That is why when you reach the proximity of Mahatmas, what they say, what they talk, always calms you, always cools you. It does not never agitate you. Isn't it? ये महात्माओं की पहचान है. So the words of Mahatmas are always cooling and it does not mean that you become totally silent. Monam, learn to stay quiet if there is nothing useful to say. If there is nothing loving or kind to say, it is better to keep silent. और देखो, I always say that वाणी में शक्ति तब आती है आपके तप से. The more disciplined you are in your speech, the more your words will have a hitting power. Your words, you may be repeating the same words that your teacher had said, but they will not have the same effect on the student as they will have if you yourself have done your tapa. If your antaratma itself is pure, has reached a certain degree of purity, if you have devotion to your teacher, then that brings in the teacher's grace in your mind, in your speech, in your actions, and then that enables you to teach further. But if you do not have that devotion to your teacher, if you do not have that tap to your teacher or service to your teacher, that वाणी में शक्ति नहीं आएगी आपके, कभी भी नहीं आएगी. It's not possible. So you can repeat the same words but without any effect. Then also, if you do small talk and gossip and rumoring and all that, so then क्या होता है? That is a waste of very, very precious mental energy. You are wasting spiritual mental energy. So please, please, please don't do that. That is unmindfully talking. Okay. So then, and if you remain quiet, the more peaceful you become. Dekho, control of speech will control your breath also. If you speak very, very loudly and shout, do you realize that your breath also goes very fast? अगर आप शांति 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 ही बोल रहे हैं, तो your breath has also gone slow. आप ओम मंत्र की elongated chanting you're doing, your breath is what? Calming, slow. So then it is that. So speech should always be used in a very, very profitable way, in a very economically sound way. You should only speak when necessary. Speak when it is beneficial to others and to yourself. Be very careful on this. Very, very careful on this, because speech is one thing which helps the sadhana a lot. So when you are teaching, when you are reciting or chanting mantras, that also helps to uplift you and purify your intellect. Speech, Gurudev writes here, that speech that causes no shock, that is sattvic speech. दूसरे को आपका कुछ भी सुन के धक्का नहीं लगना चाहिए. He should not. It should not be obscene, vulgar. If you talk of vulgar things, your speech will be vulgar. Some people use vulgar words and vulgar speech and it's become the habit with them. गाली दे दे के बोलते हैं. Is that any kind of speech? That is tamasic speech. वो वाणी का तप नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. So none of that. Then another thing is that it should not cause an irritable reaction in the listener. The reaction of the listener is very, very important. When you are speaking, is the other person learning something? Or is it benefiting him by what you are saying? Number two, is it irritating him? Is it making him sad? Is it making him feel insulted? What is the reaction on the person who is listening to your speech? From that reaction, make out whether your speech is sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. From the reaction of the other person, you can make that out. There are many people who are not bad people, but they have so much of bitterness in their tongue, so much of sourness in their tongue. Tongue means speech, in their words, that they lose all their friends. They lose all their business partners. Nobody wants to be with them. Why? Because they speak so harshly. They speak so badly. And some people don't give you anything. Material kuch nahi de rahe hain aapko. But they speak so sweetly and nicely with you that you are won over. And you want to be with them. Isn't it? So this is a very, very important point. So speech should be क्या यहाँ लिखा है गुरुदेव ने? सत्यम, प्रियम and हितम. ये आपके पेज पे है, ये 66 पेज पे. सत्यम, प्रियम and हितम. That is how it should be. It should be truthful. It should be loving. And it should benefit the other person. Whatever you are saying, it should have some meaning, some utility, some function. ठीक है ना? So वो हित का होना चाहिए, दूसरे की भलाई होनी चाहिए. देखो, now they say, why speak the truth? I don't want to speak the truth. Why should I speak the truth? Truth is spoken for various reasons, and truth brings peace and confidence and tranquility in your mind. Speaking lies will always waste your energy. It will, it has a great strain on your own mind and intellect, because you do not even, they say na, liar has no memory. So you don't remember what lies you told to that person previously. And since you told a lie, you don't know what to say now. That is how they catch liars and thieves. You know, when people are giving evidence and all that, judges apply this test only. That if he had told a lie, he will forget what he had said and he will say it in some other way. So he's caught. Right? So, yeah. now, now, a person who always speaks the truth can be disliked by the society. Why? Because his speech hurts other people or causes harm to other people. So then what to do about that? Then for that, the advice is this only, that don't speak at all. If it is unpleasant or it is going to harm someone, remain remain very discreetly silent. Okay. Now, acha, speech should never be wasted. Hmm? Never be wasted. Speech should not get wasted. You should always speak usefully. नहीं तो मत बोलो, चुप रहो. Okay, now then, there are some people who only speak about themselves. You will notice it's a very interesting thing. People love to speak about themselves and then they go on and on speaking about themselves. And they never ask you, how are you? आप कैसे हैं? Do you know some people like that? Yeah, they are over the phone, and for half an hour they are only telling you what they did, where they went, what they did, this, that, and the other. अरे भाई आप उससे भी तो पूछो. अरे how are you, my dear? How are your children? Or how is your life going? I hope you are healthy. I hope there's no trouble. नहीं 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 नहीं. They go on speaking. So that speech also is not considered a very good speech. Huh? और दूसरा, people, you don't have to force yourself. मोनम भी आता है वाणी के तप में. देखो, ये अपने आप आएगा. You don't have to force it on yourself. It comes through practice. Slowly be discreet, not to talk too much. अच्छा, but everybody loves to talk. Everyone goes on. So don't force yourself. ऐसा कहते हैं कि मन मगन भयो तो का बोले, कबीर. When you are very peaceful, you do not want to talk. You don't want other people to disturb you, and you yourself don't want to converse with anybody. Someday, when your meditation has been very nice, or you've heard a talk by some teacher that has uplifted you, you just want to remain quiet because your mind has been lulled into sattva, and it is so peaceful that you do not want to disturb that peace. So you want to be left alone. You see, even when you're thinking very deeply and your intellect wants to concentrate on something, don't you say, leave me alone? Leave me alone to think. Just let me think. And you want other people to stop disturbing you. That is also man vani ki ka tapa. वो तो हम कई बार कर चुके, that you speak only कि जब when it is beneficial to other, not only to other, but it is beneficial to yourself, and that it is truthful. Lies always divides the mind and intellect into two, which causes agitation in your mind, and agitation causes impurity in your mind. Impurity in the mind is called sin. Any time when you are unhappy or that you are crying, understand that there is impurity in your mind. Impurity in your mind is the one that makes you suffer because your ego is hurt. The ego has come up in such a big way that it gets hurt. Otherwise, somebody who has this knowledge of Brahma Gyan, He understands that he is not this body. So even if someone is insulting the body, he is not insulted or disturbed. Okay, let's do this one. Mana prasad somyatvam monam atma vinigrahah bhava sanshuddhirityetat tapo manasamuchyate. Serenity of mind, good heartedness, silence, self control, purity of nature. This is called mental austerity. It is not forced, but as you rise in sadhana, slowly, slowly, your mind lifts itself into this state. Hmm? सुबोधानंद जी कहते थे कि आपका मन बिना साधन के खिला खिला सा है. It used to happen when Gurudev used to teach, and all those people who have attended camps with Gurudev know that everyone was happy. There was nobody who was sad, and everybody laughed and joked and loved each other and walked 6 inches above the ground because they were so uplifted by him that you were all the time sukhi. साधु वर्ड हैज, अगर आप साधना में ऊंचे हैं तो आप साधु हैं, और साधु हो तो सुखी हो, नहीं तो आप साधु हैं ही नहीं. अगर आपके मन में दुख है, then you are not a sadhu. If something has disturbed you very, very much, isn't it? And we are at that level. वे किसी ने कुछ कह दिया, किसी ने कुछ कर दिया, कुछ गलत हो गया आपके आसपास जो आपके मन मुताबिक नहीं है, you are upset. If you are upset, तो आप साधुत्व तक नहीं पहुंचे हैं. Don't even dare to call yourself a साधु. साधु वो है जो सुखी है बिना किसी भोग के, without any dravya, without any object. That person is happy, he is sadhu, because he does not have a man ki malinata. There is no impurity in his mind, and that is why he is happy. और मन का जो प्रसाद है वो सुख है. मन अगर शुद्ध है तो उसको प्रसाद मिलता है, तो शुद्ध मन का प्रसाद सुख है. अंडरस्टैंड दैट. ओके. So one who is an uncontrolled sensualist can have little serenity or composure. Okay, calm. Gurudev used to say that extreme desire for any object, especially in terms of the opposite sex, is the strongest thing and the last test of a sadhak. Many a sadhak fall there because उनका इतना तप नहीं है. So sensuality, it can be in anything. It can be in for anything or in anything. It can be for power, it can be for money, it can be for woman, wine, it can be for objects, it can be for property, it can be for anything at all. But strong desire, which is called lust, is the downfall of many, many a sadhak. Or you have to be very alert in your spiritual sadhana that you shouldn't fall. देखो, if you, वो कठोपनिषद में है ना, that spirituality is like walking on a razor's edge. If you slip and fall, you will cut yourself. So when you're walking on a razor's edge, then you walk very, very carefully. Very, very carefully. Isn't it? But so then when you're doing tapa, understand that अगर आप किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए भिखमंगे हैं तो फिर आप भिखमंगे ही हैं, ये समझ लो. वेदे मुझे कोई प्यार नहीं करता, मुझे कोई रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देता, ये क्या है? दिस इज बेगरी ऑफ द माइंड. Why aren't you giving the love and affection instead of asking for it? If you're asking, then you are a beggar, no matter what you're begging. Power, money, whatever. And you are definitely a beggar. Spiritual life, dekho, is not for material gain. What you gain in spiritual life is happiness, and that is the reason given why you need to do this, huh? The happiness will rise from within you. As you grow in spirituality, you do not have to ask for it, you do not need any object for it, you do not need any situation for it. It will be a natural corollary to your spiritual rise, and you will feel it all the times, huh? And देखो, kindness, kindness, huh? देखो, kindness for all, divine attitude towards all. Everybody is divinity, and everybody should work in harmony, and everybody should work for the benefit of each other. It should be a teamwork, not मैं आगे. A lot of people have this. Who gets the credit? I should get the credit. दूसरों को दबा के, दूसरों का क्रेडिट स्नैच करके, काम उसने करा है, तारीफ में अपनी कर दूंगा कि मैंने करा है. Happens in so many corporate offices. Go and see. You will find this. They get work done by juniors and snatch the credit. That is thieving. That is theft. And you will get the result of that theft. Somebody will snatch it from you. It will be snatched from you sooner or later. And you will face the same pain and agony that your junior has faced, that you imposed on him. Okay? Now then, over here, अच्छा देखो, मौन का अर्थ गुरुदेव ने यहाँ पर करा है. And he says, mourn is not just of the speech, mourn is of the mind. And both are related. The less you speak irrelevant things like gossip, rumors, this, that, violence, falana, dimka, the more peaceful your mind becomes. That is mental mourn. Your mind doesn't race to this and this and this and this. Otherwise, most of the people, these kind of people cannot meditate. Because when they sit and they close their eyes to meditate, they cannot focus their mind into a unidirectional uh, concentration. They cannot do it because their mind is into so many things which are affecting it. And the mind is all over the place. They cannot withdraw the mind and concentrate. So then there has to be an absolutely calm, a stillness, a peace, a total noiseless equipoise that settles into the mind. And that happens only in terms when you are rising in your sadhana. And self-control. Self-control, the serenity of composure, the Gurudev writes, the constant kindness towards others, and the unbroken calm of silence within. These are the things that will come with self-control. Because people ask this question that why should I control myself? Why should I self-control? I don't need to self-control. What is the use of controlling yourself? You see, Gurudev used to say that don't control yourself, then you are like an animal. You are like an animal. An animal does not go by what is civilized behavior. He just does whenever, whatever he feels like doing. And that is the reason he is called an animal. So, are you an animal? Or do your body, mind, and intellect have the dignity and the poise of a cultured human being? So, here it is. देखो, श्रद्धा चाहिए आपको, श्रद्धा on a teacher or on an idol or on a symbol or some object that you worship, hold in worship. And when you do that, then this kind of calm comes to you, and your life is dedicated to that ideal all the time. And with love and honesty and purity, when you dedicate your life to a higher ideal, That idol pulls you to itself and makes you gold. That is what is called the Paras effect. You are an iron piece, and our teacher, our great teacher, by giving knowledge to us, has made us also like him, turned us into gold like him. So, this is the effect of the tapa, the reverence that you lift up to your teacher. So, true tapas in the body and mind and intellect and speech. These are the different kind of tapas that you are supposed to do. And then from Bhogiraj, you turn into Yogiraj, as Gurudev used to say. So we stop over here. Next time we begin from verse 17. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्